Hello and welcome to week number 4 for the Media Challenge Fellowship. Now today we are starting off with public service delivery. For many of us as Ugandans, we always wonder what stops our leaders from actually delivering the services that we are very much entitled to. This time, each of the fellows gets a chance to not only know who is in charge of which public service, but also how to report it carefully. And all of us are very happy because we want to make a change in our country at large, and maybe at a particular point, even for Africa. And today, we're going to delve in issues such as that, from budgeting to actually holding people accountable for their particular responsibilities. Follow with me and let's get to know more about this particular week in the fellowship. Are you excited for today's session?
Always. I mean, it's the fellowship. I'm always excited. Yeah, but I'm really excited about this one.
And today we're going to talk about particularly data visualization. Last week there was a session still about data visualization. What are you excited for about this particular one?
I mean, the continuation about it and how I can best apply that in my stories is critical, especially, for my audience, the kind of people that end up reading this need a lot of data to sort of put things into perspective. It's so easy to have hearsay in a story that's not based on facts, that's not based on numbers.
True.
But when you include that in your story, there's a whole perspective that comes up out of that, and that is very critical in a journalist storytelling.
We are falling in love with numbers also again.
Yeah.
We used to run away from them, but now here we are.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because they are more relatable now. You're able to interpret facts in a different way and relate that to your audience as well, and to your reader, which is key.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
Let us now go for the session. Yeah.
Public service is all about government, and government runs on a budget. That budget is full of figures. You'll find that budgets from local government, from the 146 that we have, from 100, you'll find that budget from 146 districts that we have in Uganda. When you look at that budget sheet, it has 65,000 laws. That's a lot of information. And all that is numbers. Where is a district putting a certain kind of amount of money? And so when you get to know that as a journalist, you start asking why. Why is this amount of money is put on A, not B? So you start understanding priorities of the district in budgeting. So you can use that information as a journalist to ask whether there is good public service delivery in this country.
So there are two ways of linking. We have what we call inbound and outbound link. Inbound, you are linking within your site. Outbound, out. In other words, we should be doing more of inbound linking, so that you have people glued on what? On your site. You don't want people to move out of your site to go elsewhere to find content. But also has to do with what kind of content you're producing, and when I access your site, am I interested in getting more content from this particular site? That's the most important thing when you are doing inbound and outbound linking.
This class of fellows, I think they are brilliant, because the time that we spend together and the data that we looked at, they are quick to understand the data, think broadly of a story that you can pick from that data, and really get some good pictures from that data.
When students pitch stories, first is to make sure that the stories are pitched, approved, then written. So they can publish these stories on different platforms, all social platforms. But as a content creator and as a journalist, it's important that you have a content management system that can help you to publish content. Our focus here is mainly to use WordPress to train people on how they can write and publish stories. But there are other content management systems that any person can use. Medium is available, you have Joomla, there are quite a number. So the idea is after them writing the stories, they can publish these stories on their websites so that they can drive traffic on them, but other people can also get to read their work. But also to improve what they are doing and their writing basically, and be able to tell multimedia stories, which is our key focus.
Our story pitch was about, we looked at the Ministry of Education statistics back in 2017 and how they were comparing the number of repeaters in both government and private schools and private secondary schools. And surprisingly, we had a higher number of repeaters in private schools compared to government schools. So our pitch was basically finding out why we have a higher number of repeaters in private schools compared to government schools. And it's something we're going to be working on again, like when you go back into the field, to actually find out what is the reason for these, fluctuating numbers. And it's quite interesting because I think private schools have one of the best facilities. So why does it have, a higher number of repeaters compared to government schools?
If fellows can try to get that deep into data, they have seen it for the first time, and get such an interesting pitch out of it, a pitch that you would not find a senior journalist in a newsroom having. And if these fellows can build a good pitch around this data, that's the kind of journalists that we want in our newsrooms, and these are the skills that they are getting. You're welcome.